to learn from this class? What tools we're going to cover? What technology we'll be covering? How does it help in my IT career, right? So there are so many questions students normally have. So what we do, anytime when we start a brand new class, we'll go through open session. And part of the open session allows me to understand your questions, your concerns, your expectations, and that will also help me to modify some of the topics you are interested in. So I can emphasize that, I can customize that, and I can provide enough lab so you can make this class much more interesting and meaningful. Today's class, we are talking about Power BI. Before we jump into Power BI, let me just give you a couple of things here. First, this word itself is very powerful. So what is BI means? Mitch, what do you think BI means? If somebody said business intelligence, Ruchita, if somebody said business intelligence, what does it mean to you? You don't know, right? No problem. People on phone, if somebody said BI, business intelligence, what thing comes in your mind? Ashutosh or Jeff, what do you think BI means to you? Michelle, what does BI means to you? Business. So anyone who are interested in business or anyone who is working on a business, to be honest with you, we all work in a business every day. Example, if I go to Amazon.com, Facebook.com, if I go to store, if I go to any coffee stores, any mall, we are interacting with business. Now, all those business are going through competition mode. They're competing, right? And when they compete, they're having a problem. How do we win? And that area, they need some intelligent decisions. And business wants to make intelligent decisions. And when they need intelligent decisions, they use data. They use data. So while business is struggling or competing, they need data in order to make intelligent decisions. Now, intelligence is nothing but is making better decisions than their competitors. Better decisions, not just decisions. Now, in the past, if you notice that people make decisions based on hunch, or people make decisions based on their educations or their prior experience. Today, everything is in fluid, everything is in flux. So what people are doing is they're making decisions based on data. And when you want to make decisions based on data, you do need to have a tools, technology, and some kind of algorithmic knowledge to make the decisions. Because your decision may be $1,000, your decision may be $10,000, or maybe your decision may be millions of dollars. And part of that decisions, you come in picture. Now, you can be a business analyst, you can be a data analysis, and how can you help? And that's what we're going to cover in next couple of hours. Sounds good? So BI stands for business intelligence. Business intelligence means business needs some decisions, and they're not very clear about right versus wrong decisions, good versus better decisions. That time they hire you. Your work will enable them, empower them to make right decisions. When they make decisions consistently right, they give you more salary, more rewards, and you come in a business intelligence team. Most companies are right now hiring BI type of team. So far, so good. So BI stands for business intelligence. You are going to make a difference in a business community with data, with tools and technology. Sounds good? Now, before we go into detail, I just want to show you a small video that will give you excitement that how the world is changing. World is changing because almost every company where you are going to work or you are working is going to compete. Society is going to be changed. Factory will be changed. Country will be changed. So let's see how this is going to happen. So first video about automated sensor-based meters. So now you can see who parked, how long they park, are they parking expired, and suddenly you get ticket. All those things are remotely monitored. When you're driving car on a freeway, you have iPass or iBooth. There is no person there now. Everything is sensor-based. So through sensor, you get a data, and then you can monitor and you can apply this kind of thing. So this is where world is changing. I can tell you, if you know data and how to analyze that, you can use this knowledge for any domain, any domain. So it's not like I can only work in healthcare domain, or I can work on engineering domain, or I can work on a manufacturing domain. this skill, which we call transferable skill. Once you know data and data analysis aspects, you can use that skill for other industry also.
Maintenance technicians or your reliability engineering team, the folks that are actually out doing operator rounds on a daily basis. That's really a great way to start developing knowledge transfer between workers that may be transitioning out of the workforce and new millennial workers that are coming into the workforce. It's also a great opportunity to start capturing data from what we would consider stranded assets or legacy assets that don't really have connectivity built into them. No matter.
So this whole factory, which we call smart factory, in your house right now, you might be having a light bulb, and those light bulb will be now smart bulb. Everything will be smart. I can tell you next couple of years, everything will be smart. So example, in your house, you're cleaning, right? You might be using smart robot, right? It will be cleaning. The chairs will be smart. So if you like move your chair, it automatically will go to the right destination. The reason we are going to do smart, because you can operate that remotely. So you're like a garage door, it will be smart. Everything will be smart. So think about that, a company who is selling garage door. They will have millions of garage doors. And then they want to know which garage door is working, which garage door is not working. The cars, there are millions of cars, and you need to know which car requires what type of repair or maintenance. Before you know, someone will know that. And that's the reason if you're using washer and dryer, they will be monitored remotely also. Everything will be remotely monitored. Industry is kind of exponentially growing. Exponentially growing. What does it mean? Industry didn't realize that this kind of exponential growth will be there. So there is a huge demand, and that's why such kind of knowledge are highly paid. Why? Because colleges are not yet preparing such kind of workforce, and that is the reason data analysis type of thing, jobs are booming. So the people who are entering into this world, even they have like a few months of training, a few months of experience, they make like $70,000 to $100,000 without any doubt. The reason, it's a booming field. So far, so good. Any questions so far? People on phone, any questions, concerns so far? Awesome. So let's continue further. So I'm going back to our slide. Now let me introduce myself, and I'll tell you about how we are going to do. So first of all, this class is conducted in a three form. First, I'll cover like a content, which is called theory. And then we'll do lab. Every day we'll have a lab. So anytime when we do class, I'm going to cover some theory, and then there will be a lab. After theory and lab, once you go home, you will have a recording coming to your way. So our entire class will be recorded. So you will have a recording coming to your way. Once you get a recording, you will do homework. So every week we'll have theory, we'll have lab, and we have homework. We'll go through like 4 to 5 weeks of class about this, which will help you to understand this concept. Every week lab and homework, which will give you confidence about tools and certain questions about interview aspects and certification aspects. This course does prepare you for a certification. So there is a Power BI certification is available there. Entire class is covered there. Recently, I taught this class to IDOT, which is called Illinois Department of Transportation. Almost 5,000 students I taught this class. Everyone loved this class. This class is kind of simple, easy to get into the data analysis form. First, it's very powerful, it's easy, and most important, it's very fun because you will see right away action. Once you know theory and lab, you can go for certifications. So this class prepare you for certification also. And once you are certified, your marketability will increase because once you have certifications, you can apply for a job. My goal is to make sure you understand what kind of questions people will ask you during interview. So we also covered like what kind of question people ask in interview and what kind of tools and technology you should know in order to be successful. So we cover in this class also. Now, every class is having a with case studies. So part of this class, you will learn various case studies. So I will bring some of my case study for Caterpillar. So I did a Caterpillar case study where I really worked for Caterpillar. So Caterpillar has a, what do you call, they are in mining business. So they have a big gigantic truck. So they use truck to, mine coal. So they kind of remove that. Now they have thousands of trucks. So what we do is using sensor, we capture the truck's data. And then we analyze the data and we kind of provide recommendation to them which truck require replace or repair or some kind of maintenance. Just doing that, the truck will remain more productive and efficient. we are saving lots of money for trucking business. I also work for BP, especially for Alaksha. So where they're doing drilling, part of the drilling, how they collect the data. So we have some sample data, which use the sample data, and through that we can see the drilling machines where they have leakage or where they require maintenance. I also work for Sears. In Sears, lots of stores. If you go to Sears, has around 1,000+ stores, and each store has 1,050+ thousands units. Now, how they do stocking? So, example, a store, they want to bring the products, they want to stock the products. How many products they're selling? Which product is high in demand? Which product brings more revenue? Which product is more popular? Who is buying what? Who are my top 10 customers? What kind of offer I can provide to customers so customer can come and buy it? So such kind of case study, we will be covering that. You will have fun. And once class ends, at the end, you will have a project where you will be using various data. I'll give you various real type of data, example, COVID data, example, traffic accident data, example, weather data, example, job data, example, unemployment data, example, US census data, example, retails, commerce, and other data available. Good news, many companies and many organizations made the data available, which we can use the data and then we can apply our analysis. So you will have a learning and performing exercise in this classroom. So far, any questions?
That's a question.
Sure.
Power BI is that offered by Microsoft?
Yes, very good question. So first is Power BI is actually Microsoft product. So if you have used Excel, Microsoft Excel, so Excel is kind of beginner type of thing. And on top of that, Power BI is advanced kind of thing. So if you know Excel, so from there, if you go to Power BI, then you can do much more work. In Excel, you have to do a lot more calculation by yourself. In Power BI, it does automatically for you. I'll show you some example. So you will see in within 2 minutes, you can make a very impressive reporting. So Power BI is a Microsoft product, and it is one of the most leading product for data analysis aspects. There are two products in the market. One is a Tableau, and one is a Power BI. But most companies, those who are using Microsoft Excel, they normally switch to Power BI. Power BI is actually free for our training purpose. But if you want to use professional purpose, they just charge $10 per month. So you can use free for your. But if you want to use for professional purpose, for your business or customer perspective, if you want to provide some kind of consulting or some kind of help, you can do this thing for your own business and you just pay $10. So you pay $10, you can work in any business, collect the data, and you provide like data related decisions or data related guidelines also. Power BI is one of the leading product for Microsoft side of the world. So it's one of the easy product and most companies started using. Just to give you an idea, right now they're leader. They introduced in 2017 Power BI. That time Tableau was winner. But last 3 years, Power BI had made a leap jump and Power BI become a leader in a data analysis space. I'll show you that example also. And what is the second question?
You kind of touch on the second question. So the main competitors of Power BI is Tableau.
Yeah.
What percentage of the market?
Yeah.
Power BI?
So very good. So initially, when think about 2014, if you talk about 2014, Tableau was capturing almost 90% market. 2014. 2017, Power BI came. Initial version was not good. So Tableau was still leader. But recently, if you look for Power BI is around 56% of the market and Tableau is 38% of the market. Tableau was purchased by Salesforce. So they're improvising it, but still Microsoft made a huge jump. The reason Tableau and Power BI is a Microsoft product. So those who are using Microsoft Azure or Microsoft Excel, all goodies of Microsoft, they added that. So there is an interesting part about called machine learning, data science. They added all those things for you. So because of that, they added like machine learning and data analytics aspects. Power BI is very high in a data analysis world. So now they're leading by, I would say, 12 more percent, and keep every week. If you see the data, Power BI is more adapted. Matter of fact, now most companies are using Power BI because they're giving free to businesses where Microsoft products are there. So Microsoft is killing Tableau. Why? Because Microsoft said, you know what, I'm already there. People are using Windows, people are using Excel. So they started giving free licenses to the organizations. And that's why majority jobs where you are applying, they will look for Power BI or Tableau. But Power BI is becoming more preferred because it's cheaper and it's more effective. More effective. You will see that it's easy to learn if you know Microsoft Excel. Good. Any other questions on phone? Good.
I got one more question.
Sure.
Is it easy? So because of the Microsoft product,
Mhm.
it's easy to integrate Power BI dashboards and stuff into other Microsoft.
Very good.
Right.
So absolutely. So I'll cover that as I go further in a few minutes. But this the way it is designed, the Power BI is designed, you can do yourself alone, but you also share with your group internally. Internally means company. And you can also share with external. So this is called empowering your employees. So example, you're sitting at home, you're drinking coffee, and you are working on your case study. Example, your managers might have given you some data about sales data, maybe discounted data, customer data, and ask, hey, Mitch, go and do some analysis and let me know what you're learning. So you spend some time, which is we call independent. You do it and you do analysis. Now you have a report. Now you say, I want to share my report to my manager. You can do that. You can securely share your report to your manager. But your manager says, why don't you share to our organization? So you can make it enable to organization. But you can say, your manager say, why don't you make available to public? You can also do so. So Microsoft Power BI is very simple way integrated with Microsoft Azure. So Azure is a Microsoft product. So through Azure, you can publicize just in few clicks. You don't need to know a lot more things because the tools we are using Power BI is called self-serving BI. Self-serving BI means you don't need to know all the things in the world in order to work in a data analysis world. You can use this tool and this tool, few clicks, and you can publish your report to the world. So it's easy to do so. Good. Any other questions on phone so far? Good. Now, many times students ask question, hey, what career path I should take? Why should I take a data analysis versus QA versus BA? So let me just take a few seconds and give you some hint here. So this is very common questions I always ask. Hey, I don't have any IT background. Can I take this class? Can I take a QA class? Can I take a BA class? So first is very valid question, career path. So you always have two options, your IT background or your non-IT background. If you're non-IT background, then you can normally go through two options, either business analysis or you can go through data analysis. Now, this one does not require too much IT background. So if you have, let's example, you have not studied anything in IT or you're not working in IT and you want to get into IT, then this is kind of easy way to get in. Now, you have two options, business analysis option and data analysis option. Now you say, which one is better for me? If you like people, and if you like to present more, work with people more, then definitely BA is the best way to go. So if you are people oriented, if you like to share, you like to present, you like to communicate, if you like to be with a group, then BA is pretty good. BA does require in-person or offline meetings. So if you are working from home, you can do remote with the virtual tools, like example, Zoom meeting, WebEx and all. But BA is more business aspect, so you need to work with more people. Now, DA, which is a data analysis aspect, where you are working with more data, and you don't have to work with a lot more people because your tool will do magic. Your tool will do magic. So if you are like, there are two type of people, right? One is called extrovert, which works with people, and one is introvert, which works with individually, or they like to work like, some kind of smaller group. Then data analysis, your obviously choice. Do I have to have IT background? Not at all. Can I use my basic computer skill? Answer is yes. And job both is very popular tool because they all work together. If you can do both, then the title you are going as a BI. BI stands for business, which is this one, and I stands for intelligence, which is this one. So when you go to BI, of course your salary goes high because you're doing business and data. So those people who like business type of skill, like example, person is already a manager or person is working as a director, and they use this data, then they go as a BI level. Of course, you will make a lot more decisions. Like example, you are going for logistic manager or procurement managers or purchase managers. Such kind of big role required BI skills because you need to know data related decisions and helping business. Now, if you have IT background, you can do almost anything. So IT background, if you have IT background, maybe education, some experience, of course you can take these options. This is also, but mostly IT people, they normally go for IT. If they like IT, then they go here also. IT people normally take data analysis and they are also pick this one also. So if you like programming or technology, then you can go for QA. QA stands for quality assurance, but then there is a background required. So if you like programming, if you like technology, and if you like to work independently, but with technology, then you are going for QA, which is called quality analyst. If you like web development, mobile development, database related activity, but like example, if you like Amazon.com, Facebook.com, browser based applications or mobile based application, then you go for ecom. Both require high IT background. So if you are going for e-commerce, I would strongly suggest you should have a computer science background because when you compete with others, they may have a college degree with computer science. If you do not have a computer science, don't worry about it. There are many options available. You can go for QA if you like IT, but you don't have a computer science background. You can also go for this option as we talk about that as well. But let's say I don't have an IT background, I don't have like computer science, and I want to go to IT. I love IT. Then cloud is another choice because cloud is also booming field. Because everything we are doing today, we will be doing in the cloud. Will cloud be scary? Not at all. It's kind of day by day, it takes time. But the people who like technology, they love cloud because it's easy to learn. There is nothing hard. It's easy to learn because a part of the training, my goal is to make sure you learn the concept. The reason you are taking training because I can make a difference. If you are attending class on a regular basis, class every Saturday class will be 2 to 5. Our class will be 3 hours class. Every class will have a 1.5 hour, and then we'll take a 10 minutes break, and then 1.5 hour. In each and every class is recorded. So if you have a limited background, you watch recording multiple times and you should be able to do the desired work. I give you guarantee after 4 to 5 weeks, you feel confident. There is no doubt about it. But there is a clear distinction between the people who have an IT background versus the people who do not have IT background. So if you don't have IT background, if you like to work individually, I would definitely recommend data analysis career path. If I have non-IT background, I love people, like to solve business problem, I would recommend BA career path. Someone say, hey, I have IT background. Can I take a data analyst class? Answer is yes. You can take data analyst class. You can also take if you want QA, e-commerce or cloud. I would strongly suggest those who are getting into first time IT, then you can pick like a path which have a less competition. So example, QA has a less competition, data analysis has a less competitions, BA has a less competition because they are not looking for years of experience. Even you have 1 or 2 years of experience, you can still get in. You may say, but after taking training, will I get experience? Answer is yes, because when you are taking this training, you are going to do lab, case study, project, homework, and all, which gives you some kind of hands-on experience, which is equivalent to 6 months to 1 year of experience. And we do give you referenceability. So if somebody asks, hey, is this person work here? We provide referenceability also. So that way it can enable you, or I would say energize you to apply for a job market. Having just training sometimes not enough. So we have a whole system in place where we help you for experience perspective and reference perspective. So you can strongly say, hey, I work for Shambhak Marketplace, I do this work, and we will tell you the story about it also. Any questions so far? People on phone, any questions so far? So far, sir?
I have a
Yes.
question.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand about the QA and the data analysis and the business analysis perspective. But I want to ask, what do you think immigration status does immigration status affect between choice of a field? Maybe you want to go for data analysis or business analysis. What immigration status do you think
Yeah,
I can? Yeah, that's
so
my question.
easy answer. As long as you have work permit, as long as you have work permit, like example, if you have, let's say, H1 visa, H1B visa, H4 visa, any visa which has a work permit associated, as long as you have work permit, you're fine. There is no big difference because these are cutting edge technology. So as long as you have work permit to work in USA, you can easily work in any field. The only challenge you may have if you are applying for certain jobs, example, you are applying for Boeing. If you are applying for Boeing, or if you're applying for US jobs where they require security clearance, then you need to have citizenship or green card. If you have citizenship and green card, then there are certain jobs you will be able to get security clearance. Otherwise, most of the jobs you should be able to apply. You don't need like green card or citizen. As long as you have work permit, you should be fine. Because majority companies are looking for people in these skills they're not able to find actually. That's why they're paying huge salary. The reason they're paying huge salary because they are not able to find right skill sets or right talent. So you do not have a problem with the visa. Matter of fact, company will support your visas.
Eh,
The only requirement is you need to have work permit. If you do not have work permit, then you need a sponsorship. We do have a details informations about sponsorship. Maybe we can talk offline about how you can get it. So example, a person does not have a valid visa, they can go through student visa, and part of the student visa they get OPT or COB, and then they can get work permit also. So there are ways you can get the work permit also.
So do you have like examples or references to companies that recruit just work permits?
Absolutely. So
Okay.
what we do once we complete the once students complete the courses, we do help you in a resume aspects and LinkedIn aspects. Once your resume and LinkedIn aspects ready, we help you in a marketing aspect also. And we have wide varieties of network about like certain type of company in Chicago and outside of the Illinois also. We can happy to provide the references at the same time company list where you can apply or you can apply through us or you can put your information in LinkedIn or Indeed and you start marketing. Once you have necessary skills, tools, and technology knowledge, you should be able to attract more recruiters. And these are very what you call popular tools and technology. So people will come to you, they will go through some basic interview questions and all. As long as you are able to answer those questions, most likely you will land on a job because these interviews are very simple, very hands-on, very practical. And I'll show you what kind of resources we provide from interview perspectives, from job perspectives, and other kind of thing also. We do our videos, we have quizzes, we have question answers and all, which can definitely help you to prepare for such kind of event.
All right.
Good question.
Yeah, the reason why I'm saying this is that data is very sensitive, and a lot of companies, I've come across a lot of companies that say that because of the classified information someone will have
Right.
to be dealing with, you have to have a green card or you have to be a citizen. So they
No,
don't
you're
even want to
absolutely
take
right.
they don't even want to take work authorization.
Yeah, so now you're bringing a very good point called data security. So data security is one of the most popular concerns right now in every field. Part of the journey, every company will give you a small training, which is called how to protect data. That every company will give you. So if you are part of any company where you're dealing with data, they will encourage you to take virtual training. Those are like maybe 40 minutes to 1 hour training. You go through that and you answer. We will also cover how to secure data based on role, based on responsibility. How can we cover like certain standard like GDPR, OPA standard, PCI, PII standards. So we also cover in the class how to protect the data. And those are the things you will learn when you do the labs and homework and project, because part of the homework, I do ask certain questions. How do you collect the data? How you store the data? How you encrypt the data? How you process the data? How you export the data? How you speed up the processing? All those things you're going to learn part of this training also. Very good question. Any other questions?
I'm okay. Thank you, sir.
Good. So any other questions people have, feel free and ask me anytime, because the goal of the exercise, you should understand what you're doing it. Now, let me just explain quickly before we jump into other slides. If somebody is taking Let's say someone has non-IT background, and if they take the class, they normally take multiple class with us, which we call data analytics combo. So data analysis combo. So data analytics combo means you are taking first class, let's say you are taking Power BI. Then you are taking another class called database. Then you are taking another class in this aspect is called data analytics with R programming. So you kind of go through multiple class to build your strong foundation. So you can see that it's not just one class, it's a collections of the class will create your career path. But if you are saying, hey, I'm a people-oriented guy, I want to go to people side of the wing, then you take a business analyst aspect. This one, I would strongly suggest a person should have a good communication skills. So if you are going for business analyst career path, which is business, you will still have some course common. So business analyst training you take Agile Scrum, which is the product owner. Then you take a Jira, and you take also data. Okay, if you don't have an IT background, you can get into these two courses, data analyst combo or business analyst combo, and you can combine and create the career path. This is all together as a one course you are taking, which is called business analyst combo. But let's say if you have IT background and if you want to go to quality assurance, so quality analysis, in that case, you see a lot of courses you are going to take. But first, you can take QA manual, which is called quality with manual aspects. And then you are looking at Agile Scrum. Then you are also looking database because you need to know database. Database everyone should know. Then you are looking for Java, and then you are looking for Selenium automation. So you can see there are so many courses you cover in order to get into quality, where your technology is very important. So you get Selenium. So now this is what quality analysis students can take, where they have to go through 5 different courses. But if you are going for cloud, so there is a cloud aspect. So cloud combo, where you cover many other courses, where one, you are definitely covering Linux. So you need to know Linux aspect. Then you need to know AWS Cloud or Azure Cloud. And then you're looking for cloud security. And sometimes people also select DevOps aspects. So they cover like DevOps with Jenkins, Dockers and all. But this is more technology aspect. So Jenkins, Docker, and Kubernetes and all, they cover in this aspect. These are technology aspects, while these are non-technical aspects. You may say, but I am IT. Can I go for that? Absolutely, yes. You have a choice to go any of them. But you should pick one and continue focus on that. Don't combine too much thing, because when you're applying for a job, this create a value chain, strong value chain, where you sound like a more appealing candidate for the job market. If you combine that, then you create a challenge, because you can be both sides. And people say, how can you be both sides? So it's always a good idea to concentrate in a certain career path and can be successful. So I always suggest non-IT people can go for here, and IT people have many more options where you can go here as well. So managers, anyone who has like a non-IT background, managers, leaders, analysts, they normally select here as well. Good. Any questions so far? Good. Okay. So now let's jump into the next topic. So in that case, you may want to select this out of these two. Yeah. You can select, but then you have to put more effort for technology. These are kind of natural. So if you are going for this, sorry. Yeah, you can go. See, don't take me wrong. Even you don't have IT background, you can also do quality assurance, but you have to put more effort, right? Because it's a tools and technology. You need to enjoy tools and technology. But let's say if I'm going here, then you will be naturally good at, because you are maybe people side, maybe process side. Technology will be there, but less. Here, technology is a little hard. So you have more concentrate on technology. So if someone wants to get a job, you need to say which one I want to enjoy, because job is you need to enjoy, right? Long term. So if you are getting into data side, you can still be in IT world, but you are not spending too much time in a technology learning, because the tools are pretty easy and powerful. In this side, you need to invest some time. Don't take me wrong. You need to invest some time, learn the tools, and you can learn. Anybody can learn anything. This one is a natural fit for someone who has IT background. So if you have some IT background, you can easily cruise this thing versus you have to put little extra effort. So if you're ready to put extra effort, you can learn QA also, no doubt about it. You can also learn cloud also, right? But these are someone who like IT or who has some IT experience, and those are people who do not have IT experience. Okay, now I'm just going to skip this slide. So first question you may have is this thing. What is data analysis? What is BI? And what is self-serving BI? So let me ask you one simple thing. Let me draw it so you can understand. Most time when somebody say, hey, I want to go for data aspect. So there is a one thing called business analyst, right? Business analyst is the person who only analyze business. So example, a person who goes and talk to business people, understand what business is looking for, what are the pain points, what are the strengths, what are their weakness, and they try to help in a business to new product development, new process development, new service development. Mostly you work with the requirement gathering and all. And then you document. But if you are going for data analysis aspect, where you collect data, so you go through whole life cycle, you collect data. First, you collect data. So business says, what does that mean? I don't understand. What is collecting data means? So you may help business. You know what? I will help you what you need to do. Because business say, hey, we are having this problem. So you say, okay, if we collect this data, then after you collect the data, you learn from the data. You learn from the data. And then you organize the data in a meaningful form. So when you organize data in a meaningful form, everything will become clear to us. And once you clear, then you kind of help, support to make business decisions. So here you are still working with business, but you're using data to help them making a decisions. Make sense or no? So data analysts, these are human aspects. But there is another business is evolved called data analytics. Data analytics is, you do need to have everything what we cover here on the top. So whatever we talk about data analysis aspects, you need to have that. But data analytics is nothing but data analysis with programming. Now, part of the programming, you should know R programming or you should know Python programming. So if you know this thing, your work matters, but you also matters, because data analysis aspect, you as a person matters. You need to be there. But this one is called step one. If you want to go further in your career, then you can say, I did data analysis. Now let me learn one programming. So if you learn case study, so I have Power BI installed. Part of the class you will have the similar thing. I'll send you how to install Power BI and all. You will see all those things available. However, I have one Power BI data, so you can see these are raw data. If I give you data and I ask you, hey Mitch, can you analyze this thing? Mitch will see that, but not able to analyze this because he doesn't have a tool. He might be able to see it, and he will spend tons of time to figure it out what to do. Yes or no, Mitch? And now think about this is simple Excel file. What if I have 5,000, maybe 50,000, maybe 500,000 rows? So this side is a rows, this side is a rows, and these are columns. So these are different columns we have. Now the manager asks Mitch, can you help me here? Can you find out what's going on here? Now Mitch does not have any knowledge. In that case, Mitch will say it may take a couple of hours or maybe 2 days. I may spend time on weekend and bring my learnings. But what if manager say, hey guys, Mitch, I only have 30 minutes. Can you get me at least something so I can present? Now Mitch will say, wait a minute, I do not know programming, I do not know. So Mitch will now using reason and season, he cannot do the work, yes or no? So Power BI comes there handy, which we call self-serving BI. Speak with me, self-serving BI. Self-serving BI means I do not need to know various tools. I do not need to know various programming. I do not need to know various platforms like cloud, Azure, AWS. I do not need to depend on person. I do not need to know anything. I can do everything self-serve by myself. And that is the power Power BI gives you. So now I have data. Now I want to analyze this data with my managers. So first, I'm giving you a demo. Part of this training, you will learn in and out. Not only you will learn in and out, but you will be certified with that. The reason you will be certified because I'm going to cover each and every topic which are asked during exam or certifications. And you will have a hands-on experience. So you will also be doing very well in your interview process also. So let's get started. So first, they give me, Mitch, what is, so Mitch, let me see what my model look like. So now Mitch is going to do modeling. So you're going to click on that. So now Mitch click on that and say, wow, model is here. Okay, this is my data. So here Mitch has now sales data, cost of goods sold. Mitch has country data, discounted. Okay, gross sales, manufacturer place, month name. So Mitch say, oh, I have so many good column. Oh, profit is there, sell price is there, unit sold, segment is there. Wow. So now Mitch is understanding, oh, there are various dimensions, and various facts are there. So dimensions and fact. So now Mitch is providing me two information, dimension and fact. You say, what is the dimension? Dimension means slicing and dicing. Slicing means how do I get the information? So I can get the information based on country. So I want to see how are we doing based on country, or I can say based on month. That's called dimension. Dimension means lens. Using country perspective, how am I doing? Using segment perspective, how am I doing? So those are called category. Dimension is nothing but category, how my states are doing, how my segments are doing, how my countries are doing, how my categories are doing, how my products are doing. Great. And now fact. So what is my fact? Fact means dollar or number. So number wise, I have profit, I have sales, I have discount, units. Good. So he figured it out. What are the numbers I have and what are the dimensions I have? Good enough. Now Mitch is going to start doing analysis. Check it out. In 5 minutes, you will see how fast I'm doing. Don't worry about this is just a demo, but I'm going to tell you if I can do it, you can do it also. But now check it out. So I'm going to the reporting for my managers, and I'm going to say, let me show you my manager some kind of pie chart. So I drag it, I double click or drag it, you got it, and I make it bigger. So I make it bigger. Now I'm going to check my column, which I already see. So let's say I want to do country wise. So let me see if I have country wise. So I drag a country, I drag and drop, and now country is here. And now what areas I'm interested in? So I'm interested in profit. So you can see now I have country wise profit. How long it took? How long it took? Seconds. Do you agree or not? Now he got a meaningful information. Which country is doing much better? If you now see the number, instantly you can see that which one is doing better. So they are, this is 3.7 and this is 3.5. So obviously this country is doing better, and that's the Canada. So you can see that out of that, which country is struggling. So this country seems like struggling. He learned something new. Do you agree or not? So now if somebody say which one is where we are doing good, so technically speaking, this one is, let's say start with 3.7. So this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3, this is number 4, and this one is number 5. So top perspective, we are doing this. Make sense? Now manager is more interested in why we are doing this here, right? Of course, manager is going to ask question. Do you agree or not? Yes or no? So if manager is going to ask, I'm going to go back here and I'm going to answer that detail. So how are we doing? So I'm going to create this thing a little bit bigger. Now manager is going to ask me questions. How are we doing that thing? So in that case, I'm going to use influencing factor. So I'm going to use, let me pick a nice chart so you can see here. Let me take a nice, influencing. So I am influencing factor. Let me do influencing later. First, I'll say, I'll do by bar chart, because that will give you idea. So if I do bar chart, I make it bigger and I'll do zoom for a while. And then I'll say, okay, I got a country related information. So now I'm going to say, I want to know my profit. So first I'll take a country. So drag a country here, and then I'll say profit. So I got a profit here. So country wise profit I got. Now I want to say in that, how am I doing with segment? So I can put a segment here. So I can get a segment. So now I can see much more detail. So you can see in Canada, I have various segment. In Canada, I have various segment. And now they look all same color. So I want to change the color. So in that case, you can use the segment and put it on legend so it can have better color. Now, very good. So now you can see here, this is obviously visible. Do you agree or not? What do you guys think? Which segment we are doing good? Do I need to speak up or it's obvious? It's very obvious. Does my manager needs a lot of questions? Not at all, because my manager is now very clear that segment which we call government segment, we are doing phenomenally well in all country. And the second segment, which one is the second segment we are doing good? Which is the pink thingy. Do you guys agree or not? Say yes or no. Now this one, can Mitch find without having this kind of tool? Now Mitch found that thing, so now no problem. So Mitch is putting this thing here. Now manager is becoming greedy. Say manager say, I need more detail. So Mitch say, wait a minute, I'm going to give you some kind of slicers. So I'm going to put a slicer. So Mitch is going to put a slicer here. So he put a slicers. Oops, let me control Z here. So Mitch is going to put a slicer for manager because manager is asking a lot of questions and Mitch doesn't like the questions because Mitch say, I'm going to give you self-serving. I'm going to give you self-serving. So Mitch is going to put here a country. So he put a country and he's going to put a segment. Check it out. Now Mitch is saying, I'm going to give you here. So he's going to minimize this. He's going to minimize this. It's auto recovery. No. Okay, that's fine. I'll minimize this thing. I minimize and I make it and make view better for my manager because my manager like to have better view. So I'm going to say fit to the view. So now is a better view and I can say I want to give manager different color and all. So manager may be happy and let me make it a actual size. So now it's better and give a view to my managers and I'm going to minimize. So now it's better view. Now this window I have. So now check it out. Let me make it a list here. So, okay. So now my manager, let me put this guy here. Give me a second here. I'm going to adjust this thing. So this way I can show you here. Okay, perfect. Now Mitch can click on Canada. Both chart will be showing Canada. So Mitch is now doing detail analysis. So let me put it here. So now we can see Mitch is doing detail analysis about this segment. So now Germany. So you can see Germany, which is saying 3.6 profit he's making, and each segment he's getting the detail. Now he said France. So Mitch is allowing self-serving, slicing, and dicing. Do you agree or not? Now manager said, Mitch, you are doing amazing job, but I still have a lot of questions. Mitch said, what kind of question you have? And now Mitch is thinking like I have to go home, and manager is still going crazy because I gave you easy thing, but he's keep asking a lot of questions. So what Mitch is going to do, he's going to give visualization where manager can ask his own question and learn that. So Mitch is going to put here question for manager. Check it out. Now this is something awesome. Mitch say, don't ask me. You can ask to my data because I'm using AIML. So now it's AIML. So check it out. Profit, and it will give me profit. So you can see if I do profit, it's going to give me profit 3 million. If my manager says unit sold, if I write in English, I get the answer. Make sense? Mitch is on vacation and manager is getting answers, right? Sales, right? Growth sales. Very good. Manager says growth sales by year. Manager is getting his own answer by typing. So you can see here right away managers get source sales by financial date year. You can get that information as pi, as let's say bar. So manager is typing and manager is getting this data. So as you can see here, you are giving, sorry, I need to go back a little bit. You are giving manager, let's say manager want to see profit. So he's gonna check this thing for a second. Let's say as pi. The graph will be changing as I type here. So if anything I type, I get the answer. So you can see manager get instant power. Do you agree or not? Now he is not depend on that because it's a self-serving BI. So now manager say, let me remove this all and I'll say sales versus profit. So now manager is typing because we are using this Power BI. Manager is now able to compare sales was this, profit is there, right? And as bar, so I can say bar graph, right? Makes sense or not? As quarter. So you can go for quarterly. Can you get this kind of thing such faster in any tool in the world? Answer is no. And that is the reason we call Power BI. How long it took, Mitch? Less than 5 to 7 minutes, right? And think about that manager has a meeting in 30 minutes. You provide enough detail. You can generate the report. You can generate a PDF. And if he wants to make it available to rest of the people, he can click on home and publish. When he publishes, that will be available to entire office also. And it will be interacting. Now he can also do Mexico. You can see that. He can do Germany. He can do that. All those things available. Not only that, these visuals, all visuals you're going to learn in this class by practicing like this. And we'll also add a lot more visuals extra. So there is a dotted dot, you can add extra. This is called Microsoft Azure Logic Apps. Logic Apps means you can have machine learning algorithm, you can have analytics algorithm, you can add that. If you know R and Python, you can go further. You can customize and you can do further. And there are so many beautiful things you're going to learn also. Let's say example, my friend, his manager is crazy. He's now calling, hey, Mitch, you told me all those things. Can you tell me? You're telling me what I have in the data, but I want to have forecasting. I want to have forecasting. Mitch say, wait a minute, I'll give you the answer. So Mitch is going to create a new page and say, boss, what kind of forecasting you want? Profit, sales, units sold, what kind of forecasting? So manager say, just tell me something, at least I need to talk to in management. So now he's going to put this line chart. So he put the line chart. Let me make it zoom. And now he knows the field that he has a field. So let's see what field has a date field. So you can example, you can see here, I'm giving a year. So this might be a year. So let me put it here. So I put the year and that's a profit. And I put the profit. So here I have profit and year, but I don't want to do sum. So let me put year here. I don't want to do sum because it is doing sum. So let me put it here. Yes, so you can see here, I have a year here, and only I think seems like I have only 2 years, so it may not work that. I need a date. Do I have date anywhere? Oh, date is here. So let me do date, because if it is 2 years, I cannot do much good job. But profit is fine. Let me put date here. So if I put date, I can get this type of view. Now I can say I don't want to do daily, so I will remove the day, remove the maybe month is fine, and like that. Now I want to have some kind of forecasting. Ready? Because this is called historical data. Listen carefully. The magic start like this. This is called past data. Historical means past data. So from there, if you learn, it's called data analysis. If you learn from past data, it's called data analysis. But the magic starts what's going to happen in the future. That's called prediction. What do you call? Prediction or forecasting. More money is there, because if you are telling me what happened and why it happened is a good thing. But if you tell me what would going to happen, I can change the world. Do you agree or not? If I know that stock market going to be crash in next 5 months, I'm not going to buy now. I'm going to wait for that. Why? I will sell it right now. Do you agree or not? Because I know it's going to be crashing. And after 5 months, I'm going to start buying. So if I know what's going to happen in future, I can do futuristic decisions. Do you agree? So whole world is looking for that prediction. I'm going to show you that prediction with the AI ML just like that in a few minutes. Ready? Check it out. They have goodies here. So we're going to do forecasting here. Check it out and click here and then say, okay, I want to do forecasting. There's a forecast here, and I'll say forecast on and say how many forecasts. So now I can now see, looking the data, I can forecast. Did it take more than a second? I'm now able to forecast what will happen in the future. Make sense? Right away, you see the gray area, it's a light. Right away, I'm forecasting for 10. Let's say if I want to do forecast on 5, I can forecast on 5. So now you will see that I'm forecasting length is 5, and now it is forecasting for 5 years. Make sense? If I want to do something, all those things I can right away visualize also. These kind of things was impossible. Like if I right click here and if I want to say, hey, I want to get this data, I can select this thing and I can say, hey, I want to see this data. So you can see here the dotted line, you can say show me table. So if I show as a table, I can see the data which I had and data which I forecast. Pretty good. So up to this I had a data, but this one I forecast. So my manager is super duper happy. Make sense? I do not need to know programming. As I said before, self-serving BI. Self-serving BI. And there are so many goodies you can do. If you want to access like data, then this one can say file, get data. Power BI can talk to hundreds of data sources in the world. You can talk to any data in the world. You can talk to text file, you can talk to web, you can do web scraping, you can go to Excel file, you can go to Azure, you can go to Snowflake, you can go to big data, you can go to AWS, you just name it. It has all utility in the world. The reason it is very popular because you can connect the data live or you can connect the data offline and get the data, and then you start analyzing the data. Power BI allows also programming too, little bit programming. So you can create your custom formulas. You can do all kind of like columns, custom calculations. You can write your like a special type of reporting aspects. There are tons of things available. So you can see that Power BI allows SAP. You can talk to SAP. You can talk to MySQL. You can talk to IBM, Greenplum, Azure, Oracle. Tons of data you can connect to. You can talk to Google Analytics. No matter which data you have in the world, you can talk, get the data, start analyzing in minutes. Your work can be done in a day or two, right? So once you start doing that fast productive work, your company decision makers are getting information like that. So the faster they get this data, faster they make decisions. And if they make faster decisions, what will happen? Company is growing, right? Because right now the delaying decisions are costing company millions of dollars. Now you're making decision ability or decision power or capability to decision makers hand, self-serving BI. Any questions so far? First of all, you like it in 5-10 minutes demo. Think about that after you take a 5 weeks of training, you will do much better than what I can do. You know why? Because you will be spending a lot of time in labs, homework, and projects. Everything you will learn, and the training will become your profession later on. Because once you understand, you go for certifications. Certification cost is just $100. You get certified, and then you apply for a job. We'll help you for resume. If you want dummy projects, we can help you a couple of projects also, so you can practice that. Majority students who have taken this class, they have got a good job by doing a couple of projects by their hobby perspective. Some people go through sports and collect the sports data. Some people like certain type of COVID data. Some people like hospital data. Some people like financial data. And then you analyze that, create a nice dashboard. It is one of the most powerful tool available in the market. So that's the reason I'm super excited for this kind of tool, because you do not need a prior experience. You can start from where you are. You don't need to say, oh, I don't know this, oh, I'm slow, I'm not knowing about computer. Don't worry about it. If you know more, you can get more done. If you know less, you can easily get into this type of world in the market also. Questions, concerns, start. Mm-hmm. Yes, so let me jump into the slide. This is the one. Let me close this thing for a second. Okay. So as you go further, this class first prepare a Microsoft certification, which is 77778, which is the Microsoft certification you are prepared, which is Microsoft product. So PowerPoint available in Google Class. So let me just take you how the class will be conducted. So Power BI, if you are a registered student, once you are registered, you get access to our Google Class. And once you access to the Google Class, so we have a bunch of classes, not bunch, I would say we have 600 plus classes. We are big. You can see these are all classes. Lot of classes we have, lot more. Okay. Now once you are registered, we give you access to Power BI, right? So once you access to Power BI, you as a people, means as a student, you will be assigned to this class. So all the students who are in this class will have access to Power BI. So you can see we invited other students, but other students have not yet accepted. Again, I always tell people, career is your biggest asset. More you do, better for you. So so these are all students are invited. When students accept that, they become bold. Now you go to class. You go to class. So when you go to class, you get all the class details. So you can see here one by one classes are here. So today is the open session where we walk through students like what kind of course they take, what kind of access they have. So you can see PowerPoint, what software need to install, what is the agenda, WhatsApp group. We do have a WhatsApp group where you can coordinate and communicate about interview aspects, case study aspect, homework aspect, lab aspect. We also give you WebEx link. It means you can attend class remotely or in person. Once the class complete tonight, I will add recording. So when I add a recording means those who miss the class, they will not miss anything because they have access to recording. They can watch the recording and then they can review and they can do homework also. Tonight is the first class, so we don't have a homework, but otherwise every week we will have a class. Now next week when you come in, you will have agenda for next week. So you will have agenda, then you will have homework. Next week you will have homework, and then your labs, your project. For lab, we will give you data. The software we need to install, we give you the detail also, and you can get started. If you don't have a computer, you can come to the Shamberg or and use our computer also. So we have a computer in our facility. I would strongly suggest you should have one computer so you can practice. But in case if you don't have a computer, you can use our computer also. Because it's a Microsoft product, you do need a Windows because it's a Microsoft product. So you need a Windows in order to do the exercise. If you do not have a Windows, then you can do one thing. You can use a cloud. You can use cloud, and in cloud you can create a Windows, and then you can use the exercise also. So many students use cloud, and through cloud you can do that, or you can use our Windows desktop for your labs. Each week, all the content will be available. You have lifetime access to Google Class. And then as you complete that, at the end of the day, you will have projects. So when you complete, you have final projects coming to your way. And once you complete that, we give you exam preparation detail also. So how to prepare for the Power BI certification also. And then we also provide you information about career coaching aspect, like how to write this kind of experience in your resume, what kind of case studies you can do or extra labs you can do. And we also help you for interview aspects. What kind of questions people will ask in interview. So basically training, right? Training, staffing, referencing, we kind of do everything. And let's say after 5 weeks, you feel like, man, I'm not 100% confident. Can I repeat the class? You can repeat the class when we start the new class at $0 cost. So you don't have to pay anything. You repeat the entire class. The goal of the exercise is learn something so you can perform. Any questions with respect to Google Class?
Is ready from next week.
Technically, week 1 is next week. This is the open session where we help every students why they should take class, because many students will have questions and they have words. Hey, can I take a training? Like example I was talking about right here. Hey, can I take a BA training? Can I take a QA training? That's the words. Then we try kind of clarify what is that training means. If you are taking data analyst combo, you are taking multiple courses. If you are taking business analyst, multiple courses, and how we conduct the training, what kind of videos, lab, homework, project we do. So everyone had a clarity about it, because you cannot make your career on a phone. You need to attend the class, right? So you can see the difference. Many people say, but I'm remote, will I be able to learn? You will be able to learn if you use right computers and you use internet, right? And if you are participating on phone by asking questions, by doing labs, anytime you have a question, you can ask me as well. So that's the reason open session is important. We invited around 15 plus students. I think some students might have not joined. I will send them recordings so at least they can watch and they can at least see that. Goal of the exercise is you should learn an open session that this class, the way content or delivery was good, I like it, then you enroll for the class. So open session is free for everyone. And the next week we start officially class for those students who are enrolled. So we have various classes. So business analysis classes is on Monday. Business analysis class is on Monday. QA analysis class will be starting soon. Data analysis class, which is today, so Saturday 2 o'clock, every time it will be Saturday 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. So if you are enrolling, you can join that. Monday class is in evening 6:30. It's in Shamberg, but you can also attend remotely also. We are going to start various classes. A Python class. We are starting Python class, which is coming Monday. We are starting Python class. So Python class is on Shamberg 6:30 p.m. next week. So that class also we are starting. And we are also going to start a QA manual class, which will be starting soon. I think it will be starting on Saturday morning also. So we'll provide all the details, those students who are interested in. But any questions so far with respect to class, content, delivery, or anything? Will it fall in analytics aspects? So if someone is going for analytics, Python program falls. If you are going for data analysis, then collecting data, learning from data, organizing data, supporting, making decisions. And as we talk about data analysis aspect, you will be learning this many topics. So you are going to Power BI, database, data analytics with R programming. If you are going for Python, you can do Python separately also. Python programming is on Monday, which will be starting coming Monday. So coming Monday, we will be starting Python program. And QA manual most likely will start next Saturday, I believe. So that communication will happen also. So those who are interested in QA, they will be joining next Saturday morning. And noontime, we'll have a Power BI class for data analysis, right? And again, I'm keeping the number here in case anyone has a question, so you can always call and we can provide you the more details. Sounds good? Okay. Let me just quickly go through the slides, making sure we are respecting that. So the reason every company you will go, they are using varieties of tools. So you can see here, anytime when you go for BI operations, many people use ETL. And ETL perspective, they use varieties of tools and technology. Power BI is on top. It comes here, so which is called BI tool. So you will be associated with very, very big management group. So example, C executive, or example, directors, you will be interacting with that. So your growth will be pretty high because you're helping them to make decisions. You're not doing like what you call very technical work. Technical work, this is like very technical work, which is called grassroots level. You are doing more business specific, data specific work. So you can be working independently, or you can work in a group, or you can work remotely, but your work immediately make a business impact. So that's the reason it's a pretty high profile and high visible jobs you will be playing. In my understanding, it's a responsibility. Trust me. When you analyze something and you are helping somebody to make decision, you're really making a positive impact to the organizations. So I would definitely suggest you have that thing in your portfolio, because majority people, what they do, they work hard, but America is now work smart. So work hard, you will definitely make a good salary, but work smart with less experience, with good tools, to make more money as well. Now, you may say, what is the BI workflow? BI workflow is example we talk about. You collect the data from various sources. Then once you analyze the data and you visualize. So old fashioned, defined data was separate group, integration was separate group, then analyzing was separate group, visualizing was separate group. Now Power BI connect everything in one. So that's why it's called self-serving BI. Old fashioned, we used to have ETL group separately, we have analyzed group separately, visualized group separately, now all connected as one. So Power BI kind of help you start to end. So you can connect the hundreds of sources and visualize and all in minutes. You see how fast I did. So you can do all those things in minutes. And that's why Power BI eliminate all the dependency or unnecessary tools and technology which you should know. You don't have to know. Power BI does that. Power BI also works on mobile also. Power BI allows you to talk to almost every company in the world. Salesforce, SAP, Amazon, any company you think about, Power BI can work. And Power BI works in mobile platform. You can use Power BI on phone, tablet, desktop, laptop, any device you can work. So these are all free. Let me repeat, these are all free. You don't have to pay a single penny and you can work. So for those who are starting their career in a QA or database aspect, such kind of tool will increase your marketability also. And everything is plugged. So example, if I work on desktop and once I publish my work, I can see those work in a mobile. If I modify in a mobile, I publish that I see in my desktop. So anybody can do co-authoring. Co-authoring means I can do my work, you can do your work, and we both work on the same report. And you can also do comments, you can also do share, you can also do secure, just like a Word document. Just like you use Google Docs, you can use Power BI. So you can do collaborations and communication among your team where multiple people can work together. Amazing capability. And this is where organizations right now learn and work together. Make sense? And thing because it's so good. As I mentioned before, it connects the dot. The entire BI experience is the workflow. So workflow, as we go further, first week we're going to connect the data. So we'll spend like 1 week to almost 2 weeks to connecting the data, and then we'll spend 2 weeks on visualizing the data. Part of the visualization, there are certain key features we're going to learn. And the key features is one is called how do we create KPIs and custom KPI with certain functions. So we use DAX. DAX stands for data analytics expression. So we create some kind of our custom function. We can create our custom logic. Just like in Excel, you use some functions. Here, DAX is one of the capability allows you to extend Power BI capability. So something you cannot get out of box from Power BI, you can do through DAX. You can also create like some kind of formula. That formula through, yes, Juad, question?
Can you do NLP with DAX or?
Sorry, could you repeat again?
Can you do NLP, natural language processing, for example, functions to calculate, for example, certain parameters? Is it available in Power BI?
Yeah, so good news about it, they give you a lot more functions, that they give you a lot more function out of the box. Now DAX itself is their own language, so they call M code and their own functions. There are certain statistics functions available which will allow you like a time travel, and you can use also statistic function like quarter, yearly, like that. You can also create your own script with R and Python and create the script and create a function, and those functions you can also integrate inside also. So right now they supports DAX with their own capability. You can also extend, you can download certain functionality also. However, you can also add your own R and Python program to make that type of capability. But whatever you are looking for, if you are looking Microsoft kind of thing, which is called machine learning and all, they give you logic apps. So using logic apps, you can create a nice workflow also. So opportunity is infinite actually. Why? Because they are not just using Power BI, they're also using Microsoft capability. And this tool has a capability naturally fitting custom visuals or custom script also. So you can do that also. DAX is one of the most powerful thing in Power BI, which enables you to go to advanced level of Power BI user. Because if you use like reporting and all, great, but you can go for advanced reporting, which is called something which is not possible. And if you're working with the data science team, they might want to have like a special way, like example, heat wave or heat map, or sometimes they want like a cyclic graph, or sometimes they want 3D type of graph. Certain things may not be available by default unless you buy the visuals. You can create your own custom visuals. You can also create organization specific content pack. Content pack means just like in PowerPoint, you have like a theme and all. You can create your content pack, which you can share with the rest of the people also. So there are a lot of goodies we can learn in this class, which will help you for certification as well as a job function perspective also. Good. And then, as I mentioned before, you can do share reports. And also, you can secure the report also. So all those aspects of it takes around 4 to 6 weeks to cover this entire course, depend on our speed. Sometimes we go fast, sometimes we go slow. Depends if student asks questions, and if I see there are certain interests, we can add certain labs, we can add certain case studies. If sometimes students say, "Oh, I know this thing, let's move forward," we can move forward also. So it's all you drive. Approximately between 4 to 6 based on my historical knowledge. We taught this class many times. As I said before, we taught like in a department of transportation with hundreds of students attended the class. So we know the class, we have good content, we know the labs, we have our custom data, which will enable you to do labs in classroom, and you can do lab after classroom also. Now, there are many benefits why people use Power BI, but the most important is rich features. Visualization aspect, you can do drag and drop, and you can do that. It can connect with hundreds of data sources. Any popular data source in the world, it can connect that. It can also provide actionable insight. Actionable insight means sometimes you do not know what's going on. So you want to find out, can data tells me to do next? So example, if you are in a retail business, in your sales and sales and profit, and you want to know how much discount should I give? And if I give discount, will it increase my sales or will it increase my profit? So such kind of things are called influencing power. Or you want to know, like example, somebody say I'm making $5 million in one store. Then you want to know which category they are making what. And quarterly basis how. So those kind of actionable insight we can easily get that also. No upfront cost. Power BI is less than, as I said, initially it's everything free. And then if you want professional, you just pay $10. So it's not that costly. And they continuously $10 a month. Yeah, they continuously update that. At this moment, based on Gartner report, and they call Magic Quadrant, Power BI is a leading data analyst tool. However, Power BI can easily fit in with other tools also, which is a Microsoft product. So you will see that also. There is one more thing Power BI gives you, which you may love it. They call Power BI Query. Power BI Query is one of the most powerful thing I like about it, because you may love this thing, because anytime you get a data which you get, sometimes data may not be good data. Yes or no? So Power BI Query gives you transformations. So you can transform the data. So example, you get the data which is incomplete, or you get data which is not consistent, or you get data which is duplicate data, or you get data which have 3 columns, but you want to calculate the 4th column. So Power BI Query is one of the most powerful ETL tool available itself in the Power BI. So you don't have to write a single line of code in order to clean data. You can transform, massage, enrich data in like that. So we'll spend like a specific one day just for Power BI Query. In your interview, people will ask a lot of questions about Power BI Query. Well, do you know Power BI Query? Did you do this? Did you do this? So in that, they have like a, record and play kind of situation is there. So if I create my cleaning aspect, step 1, step 2, step 3, I can share that cleaning aspect to my team member. So they don't have to do that. Amazing thing, right? So example, you know that every time I get data, I need to check the zip code. I need to check the email. I need to check the phone. If it is not there, I want to ignore the data or delete the data. So if I create the steps, cleaning steps, I save it, I can share with my team member. So they don't have to repeat. And if they have done, they can share with me also. So ETL, we use to write a code for that. Maybe Python, maybe R, maybe Hadoop code. We don't have to write when we use Power BI, because it is so easy. They have given Power BI Query. Trust me, when you use it, you will say, wow, that wow experience you will have. So sometimes people say, what is the greatest feature Power BI offered? So Power BI has built-in Power BI Query, which Tableau doesn't have. So Tableau does have something else, but you have to buy for that. Power BI has natural availability for Power BI Query. Second thing, Power BI does everything in memory. Because it does in memory, it is extremely fast. You saw the graph and all I was doing. It does in memory. They have special way, they call Power BI Cube. You can do Power BI Pivot. They do tabling on the memory, so you can do statistics or you can do summary much faster. So those kind of capability make Power BI one of the richest product in data analysis platform. So far so good. Any questions? Sorry, any questions?
Yes, sure. Is there any difference between the desktop and the pro? Is there any limitation in the connections, or what should I expect? Can I publish, for example, with the desktop down with the free one, or
yes,
can I query as well? Is there any limitation in the queries?
Yes. So there is one significant difference between Power BI desktop free version and pro. So first of all, let me explain. Power BI desktop has almost, I would say, 80% capability free. 80%. What you get in a pro. The only thing you do not get in a free is a sharing capability. So let me just draw the picture. So if I draw the pictures, I think it will make more sense. So let me use this diagram, because your question is valid. And if I explain in the picture form, so let me open. Easy when I explain that, because I use both. Technically speaking, Power BI desktop pro version has one specific capability. So let's say you are working on the different charts. So let's say you create a chart here, right? You create a chart, you create a pie graph, and all kind of graph, you create tables and all, right? That is what you did is called authoring. You create tables and all. This is called authoring. You are the one who is doing that. So this is called Power BI Desktop. You're authoring this thing. So you author this thing. Now, if you want to share somebody, you do need a Microsoft Office subscription, Microsoft Office 360 subscription, and you do need a what do you call corporate email account. So you cannot use Gmail, Yahoo. You need a corporate account. So example, if I'm using my corporate account, itexps, like example Tom at itexps.com. So my corporate account is itexps.com. So this is my corporate email. And I have a MS Office subscription. MS Office subscription. Some reason they have tied with the Office subscription. So now if I have Office email and if I have MS Office subscription with this email address, then I am able to publish it. So when I publish that, then my work will be going to, there is a service called Power BI service. So Power BI service, actually it's a free if you have Office subscription. And if you want to publish, then you need a Power BI service. So using Power BI service, you can publish. But when you publish, you do need a pro version. Otherwise, you will not be able to publish because pro version means you have MS Office license and you have a corporate email. And if you have corporate email, you can publish. Now, other people, sorry?
Can I have a office,
Mhm.
not a corporate email?
If you have a Microsoft Office, right, then you can create an email. Microsoft gives you also dummy way to create an email. If you have Office, you can log into your Office panel. You can get the Microsoft dummy email. You can do that, and you can use Power BI. If you have Microsoft Office subscription, there is an email available. Microsoft creates for you, which you can use it. I will show you how to do so.
Or you can edit it.
You can edit and everything. Now, if you share with me, I also need a Microsoft Office account and thing. Otherwise, I will not be able to log. So the person who publishes, then I can be contributor, or I can be a reader or watcher or viewer. So I can do that also. So viewer means they can only view. The contributor means they can change also. They can add a comment, they can edit also like that. So this is one aspect. So this is one aspect. But in this way, you're using a service called Power BI service. This is one of the powerful service which we will learn in the class. But let's say some companies say, oh, enough is enough. I don't need a Power BI service. I don't want to go to cloud. So there is a concept also called reporting service. So there is a reporting service. And the reporting service is intranet. Intranet. So this is intranet, and here it's internet. And then you are allowed to welcome, means you are allowed to publish. You are allowed to publish your data to both of them like that. You can publish here or you can publish here. If you publish here, then anyone who has Microsoft Office account, they can access. If you publish here, corporate people can access. Whoever is part of the corporate, even though they don't have Microsoft Office account, as long as they're in corporate, they will be able to access. So if you want intranet, you need a reporting service. If you want internet, you need a Power BI service. So these are two ways you can do. They both are identical. One is cloud enabled, one is non-cloud. Make sense? And then if your mobile device can easily connect to the cloud than a corporate network. So most people use cloud. To answer to question, if you want to use Power BI Pro, then Power BI Pro allow you to share capability. And that's the reason share, authoring, and all collaborations you can do quickly if you have Power BI Pro. It does also have a various other capability which is not available in desktop, which is called data source connectivity. Some of the data source connectivity you cannot do in a free version, which you can do in a pro version. And there are definitely some goodies available. You can download, you can install and all. There are certain software you can get more. As I said before, free is good enough for you for training purpose, but when you are going for real life, you can use pro. Good news, Microsoft Pro, you can download for 2 weeks. So when you're in last stage of the project, you can download Microsoft Power BI Desktop Pro for 2 weeks. 2 weeks is free. You can do it, use it. After 2 weeks, it will be automatically deactivated. Make sense? So last stage, when you are in a project, you may want to download Power BI Pro also. Good. Any other questions?
So
Thank you.
what allow you to do internet as well as intranet?
Yes, Pro means everything. You can do everything. But the free version does not allow you to share. You can work independently.
Not even intranet?
Not even. You cannot share.
Okay, can share period.
Okay, let me go through the slides. As I said before, there are so many things you're going to learn here. So sharing capability, you need a pro. Analytics capability, you don't need a pro. Communication and collaboration, you need a pro. So this require pro. Interacting and all, you don't need a pro. Quick insight, you do not need a pro. And this is many ways you can combine. So if you're a pro, you can combine more sources. By default, desktop free, Power BI desktop free allows 80 plus data source connectivity, 80 plus. But overall Power BI Pro version have 100 plus. So you can connect to the various sources, which normally you cannot connect in a free version. It's a worth investment of $10, but you don't need part of this training, in short. Okay, and we talk about Power BI. Most important reason people use Power BI because it's a high salary. People are really getting good salary. Average salary, I'll show you the map so you may like it. Average salary for Power BI aspects. So if you're going for Power BI aspects, which is this one, so your salary around 100,000 in Chicago market, you can easily target. You do not need to know a lot more. The only three things you need to know if you are going for data analysis aspect of the job, Excel. You need to know Excel, which we cover, and you need to know Power BI, which we cover in detail.
We cover Excel in this course as well.
Excel is, I will show you, and then we cover database. So we cover database, Oracle database. All those things is part of data analysis combo. Data analysis combo. So when I say data analysis combo, we cover all three required Excel with analytics. So we cover analytics and R also here. So we cover R. In Excel, we cover varieties of what you call algorithms, super duper thing, linear modeling, forecasting, a lot of interesting thing we cover with Excel advanced and pivot tables and formulas we covered. Power BI we talk about in database in Oracle, SQL commands, and other reporting aspect we cover. So if you know all three things, then you are well prepared for this kind of job also. So if you are going for data analysis, you do need to know these three too: Excel, Power BI, and database. Now, of course, certain other thing also which we cover part of this courses also. And we help you in a resume in other aspect. If you want to write a sub story, you may say, but I don't have experience. I have taken like 10 years of break. What should I do? All those things, don't worry about it. We'll work with you. We'll help you how to do that. Again, there are ways we can show our resume, and framing is very important. So we'll help you also. Good. Now, as we go further, who should take this class? So technically speaking, anybody can take this class. Again, business analysts and project managers, development manager, data analysis, all people can get benefits. Even QA students get benefit because when you are applying for a job, there are jobs require Power BI knowledge, but there are jobs require database knowledge. And if you have this kind of skills, you can get in. So it's not like, only this group can take or this. Comparatively, this is easier field to get in because it's data and most of the work does by this tool. You just need to know tools so you can work easy and efficiently. So my recommendation, anyone who likes data and work with the business, this is the great field to get in, and it's going to grow. This field will grow because more data coming in the pictures because companies are now collecting more data. So of course there will be a huge demand. As I mentioned before, that this Power BI can connect with hundreds of sources. So you're getting the data from hundreds of sources, and then you're making it visualizations. If you visualize in cloud, it's a Power BI service. If you visualize that in a company network, it's a reporting service. And through mobile, you can connect. We're going to cover entire workflow multiple times, making sure you know in and out, installation, configuration, everything. We will also cover how to performance tuning, because in your interview and the certification, there will be questions about how you tune Power BI for better performance, speed, and memory. These are both things important. So sometimes Power BI takes more CPU power, and sometimes it takes more memory. So how can we optimize it so your machine can perform better, or you get result faster and accurate? So we will talk about optimizations and configuration also. So Power BI does have a nice tool which helps you to do optimizations, how to tune your query and tune your reporting. So we'll talk about that also. This This will be asked in your interview, what kind of projects you have done. So this is the end-to-end Power BI flow, collecting data, authoring the data report, and then publishing. So here you author, Power BI desktop for authoring, connecting the data, Power BI query comes here, where you clean the data. Then Power BI desktop, you author the data, then you publish the data. Here you do share, collaboration, comment, authoring and all. And then here you are in a mobile platform. So many companies would like to have a visual, we call control center. So you can make Power BI dashboard for control center. So we'll show you how to do so. Trust me, entire pipeline you can learn in 4 to 5 weeks. So it's not like rocket science where, oh my God, I don't have experience, I cannot learn. It's so powerful that every day you will energize yourself because you can learn more. Now, in a certification perspective, as I mentioned, you need to know first these 3 things. So you will be asked a lot of questions for these 3. We'll cover that. Then you need to know menu aspects. So we cover that. Then you need to know function aspects, Power BI query, cleaning and all, we cover that. Then we talk about DX and some of the Excel capability. So all those things you will be asked in an interview as well as certification. My guarantee is when you attend the class, doing the labs and all, you will feel very confident. Because we have done this thing many, many times, and I found that this is not complex as other programming language you think. It is designed for managers, analyst person. They know that they don't have programming background. They know that they need a speed. They know they don't have enough time. So they need to do quicker and easier way. So they created all those things like make self-serving. So we'll cover that as well. And my goal at the end of the class, you should be able to create a nice dashboard like this, where you have high-level KPI here, which business is interested in. Then you're explaining why this KPI exists, and then detail how you can make the impress. So KPI is kind of numeric value which helps business to see are we doing good or bad or okay. Why means it kind of answer why these numbers, and how means how can we make better and bigger. So how will help you improvement, why will help you justifications, and this when KPI will be what means currently what we are doing. So this kind of reporting you will learn. You will learn this thing in 3 weeks. 3 weeks you will be creating a nice dashboard, and these dashboards are interactive. You click anywhere and this will change. You click anywhere and this will change. So this interactive charts you will be able to do that. So color, style and all, I'll give you the nice projects also. And this is the magic quadrant prepared by Gartner. As you can see here, Microsoft is winning, and you can see last many technologies are in the market, but you can see these 2 technologies are leader in the market. So you don't need to learn all those technology with TIBCO, IBM and all. You don't have to learn now because these are only 2 technologies are leader. And of course, Microsoft is single-handed leader now. Make sense? Now, class, as I said before, it takes around 4 to 5 weeks as go further. And week by week, we cover like week 1, then week 2, like that we're going to cover. And then finally, you will have project also. Part of the project, every week you will have a lab, as I mentioned before, but there will be a project also. And then after project, if you are interested in some kind of dummy projects, if you want to work for extra practice, I can happy to provide you that also. Goal of the exercise, while you're doing that, you will do homework, and homework wise, we are also going to give you some kind of questions and some type of practice, which will help you in a certification and interview aspect also. Once we complete the class, I'll give you a snippet how to write your resume with the Power BI experience, because it's very marketable. So all those things, we have done it and we can happy to provide. I will also bring some of the students who recently got a job with the Power BI, so they can come and speak up so you can understand how Power BI changed their life. Many students say, hey, I want to do SAP, I want to do this, I want to do this. When they learn these tools and capability, they do this type of courses and you get a job better and faster using this kind of career path versus taking SAP and all. Because in SAP, you always compete with managers and years of experience. While here, you don't compete because there are not too many people in the market. So you need to find out which career path enables me to get a job better and quicker. And that complete my class. Certification wise, as I said before, this is the certifications you can go for. They recently increased the fees, 165. So you need to consider but you get a certificate as soon as you complete the first class. Many students have taken and they provide like testimonials. For my teaching style perspective, every week PowerPoint and hands-on lab. So our classes are very hands-on. We have videos, we have group discussions and all. And then you will have your homework. And homework I encourage students to do individually initially, and then there will be a project where multiple projects you will do as a homework. And then there will be a final project. After final projects, you're ready for the certification exam. We have YouTube channel where we have lots of video for YouTube channels. We have also question answers, and we have Google Class also. So let me just quickly show you the clips so you can understand. We have like our YouTube channel where you have tons of video available, where you can go to video and you can subscribe that and watch the videos. Tons of video available. And my goal is to keep creating videos so you can practice for the exam and interview also. We do also have an Infotech guide. I would strongly suggest you become a member, because once you become a student, you have access to the Infotech guide, which is a free for our student. You can go for quiz here and you can pick any quiz of your choice. So like example, if I'm interested in some quiz here, so like example here, any quiz I'm interested in, so like example, like go to database quiz. So if I click on the database quiz, you can get all the quiz available. So you can see Tableau is available and other quiz is available. So you can practice on the quiz also. You click it and start working on the quiz. If you are interested in interview preparations, go for Job Seeker and click on interview questions and answers, and you can start preparing for interview questions and answers. So you can pick here and you can say, hey, I'm interested in, let's say I'm interested in just picking like a topic here, data analyst. I click on that and then you can have question answers, what question people are asking and what answers you have. So you have ability to do so also. Now, if you want to say, hey, I want to go for interview and I don't know how to prepare for the interview, so you can go to Job Seeker, go to interview preparations, and you have step-by-step interview preparation guides available. So there are videos available where for interview preparations, I would strongly suggest you can go through that. We have prepared that step-by-step where you can common interview question answers. You go through that, it will help you. And there are many one-on-one meetings you can do as well. Every Friday, we have 3:30 to 4:30 student conference call where students can ask questions and then they go for any kind of detailed discussions. Example, hey, I have a problem with resume, I have a problem with LinkedIn, I'm applying for a job, nothing is happening, what's wrong? So with that kind of career consultations we are giving. Recently, we're going to start, we call coffee with our leaders. So you will come for a coffee or lunch or breakfast, again, all paid by IT expert. You come here and you have like 2 hours sessions where you can have coffee, free coffee, lunch, and you can ask questions. Again, there is no cost associated. It's completely free. Our goal is that you get a job. You get a more knowledge, more job. And when you get a more job, more success, of course, your friends and family members will come here. So that's the intention. So we will do every month, maybe 2 times, coffee with our leaders. We will also bring like our existing students who recently got a job. So you will have networking capability. We have 10,000 people in our LinkedIn profile. Please do connect with the LinkedIn profile. So you will have more more recruiters will come to you and you will have opportunity to sell yourself more. And that will complete my today's sessions. Any question, concerns, doubt you have, which I can answer. Because today's was open sessions, I want to make sure you understand there are many career paths and each and every career path will take you towards the right IT career path. If you have additional question, feel free and ask questions.
Show me how to get it.
If you go to Infotech Guide, just write Infotech Guide. Write this Infotech Guide. You type Infotech Guide, right? Once you type it, then you are going here and then you sign up. And when you are our student, I will check your data that you are a student. So like example, normally you can go here and if you try to access, it will ask you, hey, did you sign up? Like that. So if you try to access, like example, if you have not signed up, like example, if I click here, it will ask me login. Right now I have already logged in, so I'm able to do so. But let's say if you have not signed up, you can go to forum. You can go to forum, and in forum, you click on sign up and you sign up. Once you sign up, you're good forever. So here I already have signed up. In your case, it will not be signed up. So you click on that and you click on that and you can say sign up. So right now, if I do log out, I'll show you. So right now I go to about us and forum. So if I do that about us and forum, then I can sign up. So now I can sign up for you. Once I sign up, click on sign up and you fill up the details. And as soon as you fill up the detail, I'll get the email and I'll approve you. Once I approve, you should be able to access everything. And we have great forums. So let me show you the forum because you may love it. We have various forums, like example, resume preparations, interview preparations, management, big data. We can go for various things about forum. Anything you click on that, we have details about that. Only students can access that. So if I log in now, and great way to access the material. Tons of materials, trust me, tons of materials available where you can access those things. So you can see here Tableau, Power BIs and other information available also. So feel free and access this. Very, very informative materials. You may like it. I'm pretty positive you may like that further. So if you click on that, you can go further and further. So information about projects and all, you can do that also. Good. Any other questions on phone which I can answer? Anything which doesn't make sense, anything doesn't make clear, I can happy to answer. Our class will be starting from next week. So just want to make sure you understand. Power BI class will be on Saturday for data analytics student, data analysis student will be Saturday at 2 p.m. Python class, which is starting on Saturday at, I believe it's 9:30, I believe, 9:30 a.m. And QA manual class will be starting almost similar time frame, I believe, Saturday around 10 o'clock. I have to double check, but it's similar time, 10 or 11 o'clock it's starting. I'm not sure. Just need to call me. I think it's 10:30. It's starting. In case anytime you have questions, you can call this number or you can email us in this email address. So anytime you have questions with respect to course or any curriculum, any fees or anything, you can do that also. In case if you want to register straightforward, you can go through Infotech Guide. I'll show you. It's very easy to register. You go to Infotech Guide, and this is our website, infotechguide.net. Let me start with this page so you can see that how easy it is. Infotechguide.net, and then when you come in, you click on training registration. And in training registration, you can do specialized career path. And each career path, what are the things are available? It's well documented here. So if you want to go to data analyst career path, you can go here. QA career path, you want to go here. So example, you click on that, the fees and registration details are documented here. So you can see each are clickable. So each modules are clickable. You get all the modules and you can enroll and pay online also right away. So example, if you click on that, any of them, you will be able to get the details. But let's say example, I go to training registration, and if I want to go to QA career path, just an example, if I click on that, QA career path is one of the most popular and more complex part for someone who get into IT with the tools and technology. A lot of modules available. All those things are very reasonable cost. It is available. Students can take classes at any time. So the QA fees are in 2,350. You can pay online and you will learn so many modules. You will learn QA module, Java module, Selenium, BDD, Agile, Jira, and Oracle, all those included. So around 100 plus hours you're going to learn. Each module you will get a certificate. Each module you will get a course completed certificate, and you will also get like a hands-on project for each course. So you will have around 4+ projects you will do this in this course. Around it takes 4 to 6 months of time to complete entire course. If you are taking this class, you will be coming 2 times in a week. So it takes around 6 to 7 hours in a week in classroom or online, and then 6 to 7 hours of homework. So around 14 hours of investment. If you do it well, then you will learn this concept very well. Good. Any other questions on phone which I can answer? Any other questions, concerns? Okay, so I would say thank you so much for joining tonight's sessions. And next week, same time, we'll be starting 2 p.m. We'll start our class, which is called Power BI/Data Analysis Career Path. Okay, so people on phone, thank you so much. And I'll add the recording in the class. And then next week, we're going to start, we'll install the software and we'll go from there. I'll also create a video how to use Power BI on a cloud also. So you will have fun. Okay. So thank you so much and see you guys soon.